Hello, this is Bullet, aka the Passive Aggressive Sherpa. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through soloing the Arms Dealer. I ran this Nightfall with abilities only, and I have a few things to note before we begin. I failed to complete this strike 8 or 9 times before finally completing it on the run we're going to watch now. It was late in the evening. This strike for me is about as easy as it gets, and I thought it would be a fun way to end the evening. I was having issues with my controller though. I had fresh batteries, but everything felt like there was a time delay. I would try to move and nothing would happen for half a second, and it just kept getting me killed. I wanted a clean run, no deaths, so every time I died, I went back to orbit. So I can't really say it was fun, it was more frustrating than anything. But for fun, I'll be adding those deaths, bloopers, to the end of this video if you're interested. Anyways, I have some tips for this strike, because every time I see people run it, they mostly do things I would consider to be, not that smart. I'll try to point them out as you follow along. Keep in mind, what I'm saying to you right now is scripted. Once we get into the strike, I'll start narrating it and it'll be unscripted. So expect a lot of pauses, a lot of deep breaths, and for me to start saying things only to interrupt myself and then forget what I was talking about. Happens all the time. Bear with me. Okay, let's take a quick look at the equipment I'll be using. First up, my subclass is Arc. I go with it because of this magnitude, the double grenades. You can't beat that. Weapons here don't matter. I'm not going to be using them. This ghost shell gives me strike stuff. I might as well use it. And my gear is set up so that everything has a grenade mod, so I get my grenades as fast as possible. Moving on to the strike itself, as I don't know if I said it or not yet, but we're going to be doing the Arms Dealer. Easy strike, or for a normal person. And my challenge card is set to Arc Singe and Grenader. Now, if you're trying to solo this yourself, why would you solo it if you're not yourself? This is why I script shit, because I say dumb things. Okay, if you're trying to, if you want to solo this, and you load into this room and you see Fallen, I would back out. Some of the rooms with the Fallen are a little bit more difficult than the one that's just all Cabal, or mostly Cabal in this room. I went ahead, this is what it was when I loaded in, so I just went with it. But it's this room, and especially the next room, pain in the ass. Now here, once you clear the room and you scan this thing, you can just kick back and listen for the main Cabal guy. He does this roar. As soon as he does it, then I run out here. I ignore this little trap. You want to throw some grenades over there because a couple of bosses spawn, and if you time your grenades just right, you can take them both out quickly. Pretty much unlike what I just did. Now, I like to take out this ship, but everything I was doing sucked. There were runs where I threw 3 grenades and everyone missed that thing. But if you just usually one grenade will take it out. If you can get rid of it, it's good to do, because it constantly fires at you. I like to play this room when I'm soloing it from back here. I run up a little bit, but just kick back here and chuck grenades. It's simple. If you're gonna play it like a normal person and use your weapons, then you've got lots of concealment over here. Use those yellow barrels to help kill the ads. I ran down there to pick up that prime engram because I just have a hard time not picking up any engram I see. I do it to my own detriment sometimes. Anyways, try to keep an eye out where the ads are gonna spawn from. On this version with the Fallen, they come out from that door. There's a ship or two that will spawn in, or that will drop off some ads. Try to take out these snipers. They're a pain in the butt. That was an accidental discharge right there. I find that I have my hand on the trigger, and there's sometimes I move or I adjust or scratch my butt, and I wind up clicking the trigger.
Scanner show reinforcements coming.
That last harvester.
But the safest way is to just take out the ads from here. I see lots of people, even when they're running the strike, they run down here, and they end up dying, and it's just not a good idea. Just stay safe. You can, bullets travel, further and quicker than you do, so shoot from a distance, because when you die, it's a pain in the ass for everybody else. Now, this is a key thing. When you grab this orb, take this side route. Don't go across the bridge. There's just too much shit to deal with. You got the war beasts and that major cabal dude. Don't dick with it. Just come over here, throw a couple grenades, and then run quickly. This section is really difficult when it's the fallen version. The key is to get into this room as quickly as you can. Once you take out that mini boss, the door's open and you're good to go. I see people, they spend like 5 minutes clearing out the previous room. There's no point in doing that, whether it's the strike or the Nightfall, unless you're going for the 100K thing, which right now is almost impossible to do solo.
Insecure men tend to surround
I
themselves.
say almost. I'm sure Esoteric can do it, but us mere mortals cannot. Without, a fire team. Now this part, I like to just jump on your Sparrow, run through it, come over here to the left. I see lots of people going all the way around. My buddy does this. He goes all the way around and takes the long way up the ramp, and he dies a lot doing that. But if you can jump, unlike me, I'm like spaz jumper today. Everything I did with my controller was driving me up the wall. I would jump and I wouldn't move, and it was a pain in the butt. But anyways, grab your Sparrow, and when you get into the room with the tanks here, when you come around this corner, if there's not a red dot on the floor, that means it's the Cabal version, and drive over here and hit this control panel. You want to throw a grenade at these guys, that's fine. Hit this control panel, then run over to the second one. If you get a good hit with your grenade, one grenade will take out the tank. Sometimes it needs two, depends on where it hits it. And come over here, jump up from the bottom, and just hold down X. That's all it takes, and it'll lower the tower. Now, run to the back of the room. You got one grenade. I like to try to take out some of these ads that line up over here. I realize hitting that support beam doesn't help, but it's going to help when you eventually jump up there if you clear some of those ads. Now, nothing's going to approach you from behind. At least I haven't had anything approach me from behind. They usually all come in from this direction. There's usually maybe 7 or 8 of them. Be careful with them. And try to take out some of these ads. It's not necessary. A lot of times I don't do that. But I was having trouble every time. I died a couple of times in previous runs once I jump up here, because the ads that were at the top of the bridge just non-stop shooting, and I couldn't get away from them. So try to clear as many of them as you can. One good grenade hit will take out that mini boss. Sometimes you might need 2. So I was a little bit gun shy, so I thought I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try to clear out a few more of these ads. Except I suck at throwing grenades. Oh, and then I fall down here and I can't get out. Everything about this run was just... everything was driving me up the wall. Now, once you're ready to jump up there, jump up to this little ledge. Plan your jump carefully. Like what I did here was bad. Again, I blame the whatever the hell was wrong with my controller. Now the dogs are going to come out. Give it a couple seconds. Grenade that door. A single grenade should take out every dog. Or I'm sorry, or beast. Then hightail it through here. In fact, looking at the time, we're at like 9:08. When the Cabal version of this strike, by the time I get here, it's about 5 or 6 minutes. So the different versions of strikes, the Cabal one is much easier. Those first 2 rooms just slow me down. But each room, you never know what you're going to get. This is the Fallen version of this room. Again, a little bit more of a pain in the ass. When the boss is up sitting on that ship to the left, this is the easy version of this room. The Fallen version, pain in the butt. But just throw some grenades, work from safety, and also don't stress on trying to do a bunch of damage to the boss in this room, because it doesn't matter. There's times we've gone into this room, no matter how much damage you do, he's gonna eventually leave. I mean, we've flat out gotten him to a sliver of health when I've run this Nightfall with friends, and he just leaves, and you get back to and then you get to the final boss fight and he's got most of his health back. So just do the damage to get him out of here. Worry about ads and those flamethrowers. Now once I feel it's safe to run out here, I like to run, chuck a grenade, and then if I can, jump up onto that ship. But I was taking too much damage. It's taking a lot of damage, it seemed, for being, you know, the level of this Nightfall is like 540, 545, and I'm at 681. You would think I wouldn't be taking as much damage, but there were times I just a couple of shots and I was down to nothing. But once you're up here, you can, for the most part, not take a lot of damage and just get rid of the ads. Again, there's no rush. Play it safe. And just grenade them. Take out a couple of them. You can run down here. Normally, the Cabal or whatever is behind you won't jump up here. Now, once you activate that, in about 15 seconds, the Cabal ball is going to drop right there. So put a grenade on it, and it'll take them all out. Now, since there's a few ads down here, I wanted to clear them out before I jump down there. When you jump down here and run through this middle section, that's going to trigger this lift to start to raise. Again, stay safe, and remember the boss is going to show up on top. Lots of times people forget and they're dancing and they get shot. I'm going to miss this grenade, I believe. And this boss fight, I did so
Now I
horrible.
got you, son. In a place
I mean, it was just
better than us. But that
not
won't stop
good.
us. Let's get him.
See here, I want to do enough damage to him to bring him down from his tower immediately, and I didn't get to really do any damage. So I just used my super. I didn't want to, or I wanted to use my super to do damage to the boss, and it didn't work. So now he's stuck up there, and it just makes the strike drag on. But the key here is just to stay moving. Look for shelter. Don't be afraid to jump around.
Shield is too durable. We have to find
And
another
since
way to destroy it.
since I have to worry about, or since the boss is in that tower, I figured I might as well take out most of the ads before I pick up the shell. I mean, you can just go and grab it, but you might as well just take your time. And especially make sure before you run over there to take out the ads guarding the plate. My biggest problem is the sense of urgency. I tend to like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this right now. And you don't have to do anything right now. There's always time. So, make use of the shielding. It's always important to take out these flamethrowers. That was a big mistake I was having doing this, is I wasn't taking the time to take out these flamethrowers, and it just created lots of issues for me. Plus, I kept missing with my grenades, which is usual for me. But one of the things that I had decided was that it would be nice if I got my super back. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take my time and just get every ad, and hopefully I'll get my super back quicker. Now, after you drop this orb, ads are going to come out. He's going to come down from his thing. But throw a grenade or two right there, because he's going to jump down. That's where he's going to land. And so you want to get those there, and that'll blow up the flamethrowers that he's going to drop. So you don't have to worry about those. And then just keep your eye on the HUD and watch out for all the red that's going to come after you. A lot of war beasts. The problem that you're going to have here is that the war beasts are going to be chasing you, and the boss is going to be shooting at you with that whatever the hell sniper thing he's got. So normally I just, will jump around, but I like to stay in the air a lot. But he's got that sniper, and I can't do that, so I had to stay on the ground. But I got my super back. At this point, I'm starting to feel pretty good about it. I'm thinking if I could get a couple of grenades into him and then super him, I got this. Flamethrower I missed. Or I forgot to get earlier. He's still got a lot of health left. But might as well use the super. You got it, don't be afraid to use it. I had kind of hoped maybe that would do the trick. It did not, and I think it sent him up to the tower. Yeah. I tried to throw a grenade here. I don't know if it got to him. A little bit. And it looks like he jumped back down, which is a good thing. So I don't have to go through the shielding phase. I can hopefully just get grenades. I remember this. I couldn't find him. I kept looking for him. I knew I just needed to hit him with a grenade or two, and I'm looking around the map and I don't see him. Now I can see where he was, but at the time when everything was shooting at me, I'm like, where the hell is this guy at? Oh, and these snipers. Oh, I think in two of the other runs, these snipers got me. I could not get rid of it. It's so much easier when you can just shoot them and not have to wait for grenades to load. It's like, oh, if I could just shoot him right now. And then I died. And here I thought, oh, if he kills me, because there were a couple of runs where he had like about that much health. One grenade would kill him, but I was low on health and he'd shoot me. So I gave him a little bit of the nuts of justice right there. Anyways, that's the sloppy way of how to solo this using abilities only. The rewards a little disappointing. And I think I take a look here at the power level. I think that crappy grenade launcher was my first 390 piece of equipment, and this 688. I had gotten another thing earlier at 689 for doing a less important thing than a Nightfall. And then, but I could, I don't know, it's just frustrating. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's about it for this video. Remember, if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's always appreciated. And if we could get 1,187 likes on this video, that'd be great. But most of all, thanks for watching. But seriously, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Nice work. That should take care of the barrier.